Ohio's women have a long history of fighting for the rights of all individuals, regardless of gender or race. Consequently, Ohio played a crucial role early in the women's rights movement. It was second only to New York in importance in the battle for women's suffrage. Later in the movement, suffragists were sent from New York to Ohio to help Ohio's women win enfranchisement. It is believed by many that if Ohio's women would gain equal suffrage, then other states would follow. Ohio became the fifth state in the Union to ratify the 19th Amendment. The Declaration of Rights and Sentiments was introduced at the Women's Rights Convention in Seneca Falls, New York on July 19th and 20th, 1848. Following this convention, Elizabeth Bisbee of Columbus, Ohio, was inspired to create the Alliance, a women's suffrage newspaper. From 1850 to 1853, the first 4 Ohio women's rights conventions were held within a 70-mile radius of Worcester, Ohio. The first Ohio Women's Rights Convention took place in Salem, Ohio, on April 19th and 20th, 1850. Betsy Mix Cowles was chosen to serve as the president of the convention. Approximately 500 people attended this first women's rights convention to be held outside of New York. It was also the first convention completely organized and run by women. Men could attend the convention, but were not permitted to speak or vote at the convention. Less than 1 month later, there was a proposal at the Ohio's Constitutional Convention to remove both white and male from the legal description of who was eligible to vote. Unfortunately, this proposal was defeated by a landslide. On May 28 and 29, 1851, the Second Ohio Women's Rights Convention was held in Akron, Ohio. Many members of the community shouted down some of the speakers at this meeting. However, Sojourner Truth rose from her seat and silenced the people with her "Ain't I a Woman" speech. The Third Women's Rights Convention was held in Massillon, Ohio on May 27, 1852. This third convention led to the creation of the Ohio Women's Rights Association. 1 year later, on May 25, 1853, the Ohio Women's Rights Association met for the first time in Ravenna, Ohio. Its purpose was to help draft a petition to the Ohio State Legislature requesting more rights for women. Anyone who was interested in equal rights for all human beings in all endeavors was invited to join. On March 23, 1854, Carolyn Severance, president of the Ohio Women's Rights Association and resident of Cleveland, Ohio, presented a draft of the petition to the Ohio Senate. This petition was called a memorial. The rules of the Senate had to be suspended so as to permit Carolyn to speak. Following her 1-hour presentation, the memorial was asked to be placed on the table to be printed. No other call to action was taken. Many other activities in Ohio in support of women's rights continued until the war between the states broke out in 1861. So, what impact did the Civil War have on the women's rights movement? What fate would befall Ohio women and their fight for suffrage? These questions and many more will be discussed in the next video.